everyone. Hope you're staying safe and well. Welcome to the Citizen channel where we look back at a history-making match. Yeah, the biggest victory we've had at West Bromwich Albion in our history. So there you go. We're always breaking records, aren't we? So we're going to look back at the game with the Hawthorns on the 26th of January 2021. West Bromwich Albion 0-0, nought, nothing. Manchester City 5. So we're going to have a look back at that. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications. All these vlogs are coming out. If you find them entertaining, I try to entertain and inform on all these vlogs, as you know. And please check the playlist for all my City stuff, history, past and present, etc. Lots of stuff on there. And you will notice stuff on film and TV as well. I have a little film and TV channel. If that's of any interest, or someone you might know might be interested, please point them in my direction. We're about 636, 7, 8 subscribers at the moment. So I'm trying to get to 700 by the end of February. So if you can do your stuff, lads, that's fantastic. Lads and girls and guys, all guys now, isn't it? We're all called guys, aren't we? That's the new thing, isn't it? For you? There you go. See, I'm on trend here. I know what I'm doing. So please push people in my direction. That'd be wonderful. And if you like any followers or friends on Facebook and Twitter, there's a couple of links on screen, and I always check every couple of days and follow and friend everyone back. That's fantastic. Yeah, so we'll have the quick match analysis today. Match stats, of course, my ratings and Mr. Bukowski's ratings from the Manchester Evening News. We'll have our quirky stats, of course, and then any conclusions we can make. Perhaps not too many after last night, considering the opposition, perhaps. And please, any comments, leave your comments and thumbs ups, please. It's great to get views. They're increasing all the time now as I get more subscribers. But give us a little thumbs up. Let me know you're there. If you can't make a comment, which I'm getting lots of comments now, some nice, some very nice. Yeah, no bad comments. So I think we've got no, fingers crossed, no trolls at the moment. We do get them from time to time, but there you go. The last one I got a really bad the thumbs down for was the Crystal Palace game, the 4-0 thing. So I think a few Palace fans were a bit upset. Yeah, a little bit. These Cockney guys don't like it, do they? Don't like it up them, do they? These Cockney guys. But hey, there you go. Yeah, give us that thumbs up. Be fantastic. Right, the starting lineup. Yeah, 9 changes to the Cheltenham game. Ederson, Cancelo, Diaz, Stones, Zinchenko, Gundogan, Rodri, Mahrez, Bernardo, Foden and Sterling was the captain. Sub Stephen Walker, Jesus, Laporte, Torres, Mendy, Fernandinho, Garcia and Bernabé. Yeah, my lineup thoughts. I got 10 correct, so I'm quite happy with that. It was fantastic. We just had I had Jesus in instead of Mahrez, so not too bad. We're on the same wavelength, me and Pep. There you go. Yeah. Pre-match social media talk, yeah, it was mainly about Mahrez, to be honest with you. Q at Comat Solar, he said Mahrez again with an angry red face instead of Jesus. There you go. Stephen at Stephen McInerney, he said it was an acceptable lineup, that. Yeah, quite plain, straight to the point, Stephen, yeah. And Izzy B on Moonbeams, at Moonbeams Little, I would have preferred Torres over Mahrez, but okay. So a lot of dysfunction on Mahrez there, but hey, we'll talk about him when we get to the game, won't we? The referee, of course, was Chris Kavanagh. His linos for the day, Adam Nunn, very quiet. Shan Massey Ellis, not so quiet. Fourth official, I'm not going to mark her though. I do rate the referee, but I don't usually mark the linos, so I'm not going to be cruel to the poor lady. Fourth official, David Coote. VAR, Craig Pawson, and assistant was Matthew Wilkes. Yeah, so a quick match summation if I can. You've seen the game, you've watched the goals. First 45 minutes, yeah, I mean, a Stones clearance off the line, an Ederson save, a potential handball. I mean, you know, West Brom had it all, didn't they, in that first, minute and a half, was it, or something like that? But yeah, good save by Ederson, well played by Stones, and it wasn't handball in a million years, was it? I think the West Brom guy deliberately handballed it, had the cheek to appeal for the handball. But hey, there you go. 3 minutes of Foden shot, took a deflection, didn't it? Fantastic. I thought that was going in, actually. A good save. I thought this keeper Johnson's going to have another worldie against us, isn't he? As I think he did play at the Etihad, I think, didn't he, in December? So he got it onto the post from a deflected shot. But a great chance there. And Foden did everything right, just unlucky there. 6 minutes, Cancelo's ball from Gundogan. He controlled the ball, moved left to right and scored with a shot inside the post. I mean, what more could we ask? Just after 6 minutes, Cancelo, the nearly man. He's my nearly man. I did say about 3 games ago, unless he's going to get up there and assist, unless he's going to get up there and score a goal, what's the point? And then he must have listened. He must have listened to me because he's absolutely been on fire since I made that statement about 3 games ago. I like to be proven wrong, and I wanted to be proven wrong. He was getting in all the right places, all the right things, but wasn't producing that end product. So, hey, perhaps this is a start of something fantastic. So that was a great 6 minutes. It was sort of game over, wasn't it? I mean, we could all sort of relax a little bit then, couldn't we? Cancelo and Mahrez sort of had a couple of shots wildly over. 20 minutes, it was 2-0. Was he offside? Oh, no, he wasn't. Yeah, our wonderful Lino lady obviously didn't do very well. But then again, the rules are stupid, aren't they? Always have been. I've always thought it was stupid where they're not supposed to put the flag up until the move ends, sort of thing. Absolute rubbish. But of course, it was Cancelo again to Bernardo. Of course, the flag went up early. It did confuse a couple of West Brom players, but most of them didn't stop. There's no way that goalie would have got to that shot anyway. Bernardo played the ball to Cancelo. It was a beautiful shot, wasn't it, into the top far corner with the keeper totally flat-footed. So, but what a farce. I mean, if that had been against us, I would have been just as angry as perhaps the West Brom and Liverpool United fans were at that thing, obviously. There you go. What it's got to do with them, who knows? They don't care about us, though, do they? There you go. 28 minutes, a rare chance for West Brom. They just shot wide. I think Edison had it covered, though. 30 minutes, it was 3-0. Yeah, Gundogan stole the ball, didn't he? Just like a little bee buzzing about. Sort of like what Bernardo does that in the box. You don't usually think Gundogan can do that sort of thing, but he stole the ball from the defender on the edge of the box, jigged inside another defender, didn't he, and put the ball into net. Again, past a sort of flat-footed, rooted keeper. He had no chance, did he, really? So what's the point of diving? He got no chance, why dive? But hey, I used to be a keeper. I used to dive even though it was going to beat me. I don't know, it's just instinct, isn't it? 47 minutes, it was 4-0, yeah, just before half-time. A killer punch, a treble killer punch, wasn't it? Sterling picked out Mahrez on the other side of the box with a fantastic pass. Mahrez controlled it superbly, cut back inside the defender, of course, curled one of his old trademark goals. We used to see them for Leicester City, weren't we? 1 or 2 for us, but not so often, but a fantastic into the far corner. The keeper this time died, but no, not a cat in hell's chance, as you say. Half-time, quality football finishing from City, one of the best halves of the season. That's what I typed when I did this. All right, I'm going to make an allowance for the opposition, but hey, you can only beat what's in front of you, can't you, as the old saying goes. 49 minutes, sing to the second half. Sterling he's still breaking those legs in. I didn't notice, didn't he? He did a great move, run through the box and then just run it into the goalkeeper. But I mean, there you go. He'll break those legs in one day and he'll get his own back and he'll be fine. 51 minutes, Rodri grazes a bar from 28 yards. 51 minutes, Gundogan, Foden off, Laporte and Torres on. Yeah, not too disquiet about that. And 57 minutes, the 5th and final goal, the history-making goal. Could have been more, obviously, but we took our foot off the accelerator, didn't we, a little bit. Torres lays the ball off to Sterling. His shot was blocked, wasn't it, from the rebound. Rodri sends a perfect... Get men in the box is what I've been saying this for ages and ages. If you've got men in the box, you've got chances. You can get deflections. You can pick deflections up. And for the first time ever, without a striker, he's actually getting his midfielders in the box, and that's what we want. Rebound. Rodri sends a perfect pass to Mahrez, done to calmly sets up Sterling for a tap-in. I think he needed that one, but I mean, we've seen him hit those over, haven't we? So there you go. That was nice to see. 60 minutes, Bernardo off Jesus on. And literally, I've not wrote anything down after 60 minutes. There was nothing real. I mean, I'm sure something did happen, but nothing of real effort until the last 2 minutes. Well, 2 minutes injury time. I think the ref and the officials took pity on West Brom, didn't they? There's one last Cancelo effort from distance, which was sort of more or less straight at the keeper, so nice and comfortable for him. So there you go, full time, comfortable second half for City. Yeah, the referee, as I said, it was okay. There was one 50-50 where, because the West Bromwich Albion player rolled about in agony, he got the free kick, but I don't think there was any foul whatsoever in it. Quite early in the game, I can't remember who it was now, but yeah, it was okay. But based on what his officials were like as well, I'll give him a standard 6 out of 10. But as I say, I won't rate the Lionels. I won't insult the poor things. I mean, it is a horrible job. I think the linesman's a worse job than the referee, to be honest with you. At least the referee can ask other people as well. But I wouldn't want to do it. But hey, they're only trying to do it within the rules of the game, and I think someone made a bit of a mess of it last night. Match stats, 4 for West Brom, 18 for City. 1 on target for West Brom, 7 for City. Possession, 78% for City, 78 possession, 22 for West Brom. Passes, 244 West Brom, 878 for City. That's one of the highest this season. That completion, 65% for West Brom, very poor. 91% for City, no surprise there. Fouls, we drew on the fouls, 8-8. Well done, West Brom. You got a point on the fouls. Corners, 3 for West Brom, 8 for City. Add the player ratings. Mr. Bukowski's little description and rating, then I'll give you my little comment at the end. My starting score for last night, is a 7. 7's my base score, so under 7, not so good. Over 7, great, but I can tell you now, no one got under 7. Even the guys who didn't have the greatest games didn't get less than 7, because I thought it was a great team performance overall. Right, Ederson came charging out his goal for a header that at least he felt comfortable with. Never looked like he wasn't in control with the little he had to do. He's given him a 7. Yeah, I'll give him a 7. A good early save as well, wasn't it? And it was a good header, and he found the player he was looking for with it as well. You could see, he headed it. I can't remember who his outlet was, but fantastic. And that's all he really had to do, and he did it fine. Cancelo, if he can still be considered right back, he's refining the role, bursting with creativity, and took his goal superbly. He did. The nearly man's the man now, isn't he? He's not the nearly man anymore. He's the man. I'll have to do a little logo. The man. How's the man doing, with my Rodri's rocket that I knocked on the head? I'll have to do a little thing for Cancelo now, won't I? Walker may have a job on to get back into the team, absolutely. Mr. Inconsistency Walker, great one day, not the next. So we give him a 9, Simon. I give him an 8.5, which, wow, the nearly man is the man to keep. Is the man, keep it up. I wrote there when I did this last night. There you go. Stones stood to only opening minutes when West Brom put in an aerial bombardment at the City box, and also showed he can slot seamlessly back into the team after an absence. Absolutely, 7 from Simon. I give him 7.5. I thought it was as good as ever. Nothing wrong with Mr. Stones' performance last night. Diaz, not only does he do the dirty work in the team, but he actively relishes it. A rock at the back, and did his best to get on the goal scoring. Yeah, so Simon's given him an 8. Yeah, I mean, I have given him slightly more than John Stones. I just thought he was a mammoth at the back, and he with his cajoling and getting the team playing is fantastic. So I'd give him an 8 as well. Solid stuff. Zinchenko, given a few issues at left back in the first half with lax touch, he sharpened up after the break when he moved into the central midfield role that has excelled in his country. I mean, I disagree. Simon's given him a 7. I thought it was poor. I thought it was okay in the first half. I thought he played pretty well. I thought it was poor in the second half. But as I said, I'm not giving anyone less than 7. So I'll give him a 7, which is a little bit kind, but I will give him a 7. Rodri, excellent performance, keeping City high up the pitch, shuttling the ball left and right, shaved the crossbar with a long-range effort. Yeah, nearly a Rodri's rocket, wasn't it? 8, Simon's give him, a bit over the top. I'll give him a good 7.5. It was all good from Rodri last night. Gundoni's best performance of the season in a campaign where he's been excellent. An early substitution and the standard of the opponents were the only reason for not giving him full marks. Simon's give him a 9. There you go. No, you're not going to give him 10. You can't give him 10, Simon. No one gets a 10. Sergio, 93-20. That was a 10 out of 10. Nobody else ever gets a 10. Yeah, I'll give him an 8.5 for Gundon. Superb, wonderful, fantastic display. At last we're seeing what we expected and what Pep told us we were getting, I think. Guardiola's been convinced for a while that Bernardo drove City to the title. He's back, and he looks in imperious form, linking defence and attack and playing between the lines. Yeah, we weren't quite the same when he went off, I didn't think. Simon's given him an 8. I'd give him an 8. Never stopped, and they said we sort of dropped off a little bit generally when he did go off the pitch. Mahrez, one of two to keep his place from Saturday. Mahrez deserves credit for his patience to wait for the right opportunities. Well taken goal, even better assists. Give him an 8. Yeah, a lot of people still having a downer on him last night, even I read after the match. But again, I thought 8. I think he did enough to warrant an 8 last night. It wasn't perfect, but I think he did enough quality stuff to warrant an 8. Foden, a quieter night he had at Cheltenham, but still deserving of an early rest after recent exploits. He ran down the left flank with the confidence that Leroy Sané did at this ground 3 seasons ago. Yeah, I mentioned that in my preview, didn't I? Man of the match performance by Sané. Not quite by Mr. Foden. Yeah, he's given him a 7. I'm going to give him a solid basic 7. Yeah, certainly deserved at least a 7. I'll give him that. Sterling, similar to Mahrez, he never gave up trying to add to the goal tally and was rewarded when the Algerian put it on a plate for him. So he gives Sterling a 7. Yeah, I'm going to give him 7.5. I've been a bit down on Sterling lately, but he could have blasted that over the bar even from 3 yards, but yeah, right place, right time to score. And he's a bit of a nuisance. I just wish he'd break those legs in and get him back to whoever he's doing it for, and he can get his own back. You know, that's all I'm wishing for, and perhaps one day that'll happen. Substitutes Laporte for Gundogan on 52. A promising 40 minutes playing on the left of the three-man defence, perhaps showing the best way to incorporate all of City's best centre-backs. Yeah, Laporte, fine at left-back. Played really well there, I thought. Yeah, he's given a 7. I'm going to give him a 7, no problems at all. Torres for Foden on 52. His rhythm looks to be returning after COVID, but he's struggled to make much impact in the game already over. He's only given a 6, so I was a bit mean. I thought, I'm going to give him 7. I'm going to give him the basic 7 for Torres. I thought it was okay. I say it's difficult coming back from illness, etc. Jesus for Bernardo on 60 minutes. No real service to get him on the score sheet, but he tried gamely. Yeah, Simons again, give him a 6. Again, I'm going to give him the same as Torres. I'm not going to give less than 7, so I'm going to give him a nice, comfortable 7. Citizen man of the match, well, I think if you look at the scores there, and I've put it out on Twitter and Facebook already, but of course, doing honour to the number 8 on the day of our legends, our King's funeral yesterday, doing real honour to the number 8 shirt, of course. I'm going to make our Citizen man of the match last night, Ilkay Gundogan, fantastic. There's a nice little image up there. I hope you like that image as well. And a lot of people are giving a lot of love for that image on Facebook and Twitter. So, well done, Ilkay, fantastic. Post-match interviews and comments, absolutely nothing. I've not even looked at anything. I mean, it's just all the same rubbish, isn't it? So I've gone on to the quirky stats. Here we go. The quirky stats, up to Joe and Stat City these are from. Foden becomes the 11th youngest City player to reach 100 appearances, overtaking Peter Barnes. There you go. City are yet to concede a single goal when Ederson, Diaz and Stones have all been on the pitch at the same time. Keep them on. Raheem Sterling scores 47 goals away from home for City in all competitions, moving into the top 10 of all-time away goal scorers for the club. That's fantastic. A lot of people don't like scoring away from home, do they? Cancelo is the 144th different player to score a Premier League goal for City. Well done, mate. Ilkay has scored 6 goals in the last 8 Premier League appearances, as many as he'd netted in his previous 61. Yeah, keep it up, mate. You've got your purple patch. João Cancelo, the man, has both scored and assisted in a single game in the top 5 European leagues for the first time since April 2016 for Valencia versus Eibar in La Liga. Valencia, I don't know. Ilkay Gundogan has scored 7 Premier League goals this season, his best ever scoring season in the top 5 European leagues. Both Riyad Mahrez and Gundogan have netted their 31st goals for City tonight, overtaking the amount Mario Balotelli scored for the club. Oh, Balotelli, he only scored 30. I must admit, I didn't even think he'd scored that many. Sterling has now scored 109 goals for City in all competitions, overtaking Neil Young's tally for the club and drawing level with Dennis Stewart. There you go. Well done, Raheem. This is the first time in the club's history City have scored 5 goals in a single match at the Hawthorns. Yes, it's history makers. It is their 79th fixture at the ground. Yes, number 80 will go for 6. This is the 59th occasion City have scored at least 4 goals in a single game under Pep Guardiola. Unbelievable, 59. This is the 33rd time City have scored at least 5 goals in a single match under Pep Guardiola in all competitions. So 33 times 5 and 59 times 4. Not bad going. Foden has now won more games, 85, in his first 100 appearances for Man City than any other player in the club's history. There you go. That's a cracker, that one, isn't it? I love that one to finish on. Some of the headlines, I've not had time to go out and buy a paper this morning. MCFC's own site. Sublime City go top after hitting 5 at West Brom. We certainly do. The Daily Fail. Here's a cracking one from the Daily Fail. Ilkay Gundogan bags superb braces Blues storm to the top of the Premier League with the help of another offside goal after the Baggies failed to play to the whistle. So, yes, it's an offside goal, but it isn't, is it? It's not an offside goal. as the other one the other day wasn't an offside goal. It is now because they changed the rules, but it wasn't at the time. Just Daily Fail, you're pathetic. The Guardian, Gundogan fires Sublime Manchester City to Premier League summit. Of course he does. The Telegraph, Manchester City simply sublime. That's the word of the day, and it's sublime. I might use that one as they make statement of intent, scoring 5 past West Brom. And Sky Sports, Irresistible City. That's better. Irresistible City thrash West Brom to go top. Well, yeah, top. Won't be for long, perhaps, but hey, we're top now. BBC to finish off. Relentless. There you go. There's another sublime. We've had sublime, irresistible, relentless City. Roll on. We certainly do. Let's carry on. We've got some big games. Let's carry on and on and on. Let's frighten these teams to death. Conclusion, great to see most of the team. As I say, there's a couple of players perhaps didn't quite sort of match the others, but the whole team step up in KDB's absence. This is what we want. This is what we need for certainly the next few games, and we certainly didn't miss him last night. Obviously, we've got some harder games to come where we might do, but if our lads do that every time, we'll be fine. The first half especially, yeah, I mean, this is it with the first half. I mean, we are killing teams, aren't we? And that gives us a chance to take the foot off the brake. That gives us a chance to take a breath, doesn't it, by dominating these teams. But when we're struggling, it's 0-0 or 1-0 or whatever, when it's always tight and the pressure's on mentally, and it's hard. But if we can get these 3 or 4-0 at full half-time, then we can go on and take some of the pressure off. But obviously last night, West Brom, let's have a quick word about West Brom, just a quick word on them. Hard to imagine with that defence them surviving, to be honest. But the goal is okay, he looked a bit flat-footed last night. He's one of these that can turn it on and off, but yeah, Allardyce has the nous, doesn't he? He's got some okay players there. I thought they looked okay in a couple of bits and bobs going forward, but obviously they've got, I think the next 6 or 7 games they're playing sort of 5 or 6 teams around them, so if they can get 10 points out of those, 10, 12 points out of those 18 points, they might have a chance. But if they don't, then it's, games are going to be running out very fast into the last 10 games of the season then. So it's becoming a must-win, isn't it, all the time, and they've got to do that. But yeah, they got some good players, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think there's teams like Sheffield United who are appalling at the moment, but I think they are a slightly better team than West Bromwich Albion. That's the worrying thing. I think West Brom are definitely one of the 2 or 3 worst teams in the league, and they're going to need a big switch around, aren't they, to get out of it, to bounce back as they do, don't they? Because they'll be back to the Championship. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Of course, I'll be back with a preview of the Sheffield United game. Let me know what you thought in your comments of the ratings, the score, the game, etc., etc. And a couple of great things. Please check out next couple of days. I'm going to have a half-term report. Obviously, we played 19 games now. Did you know in the league? We're halfway through. An interesting season, a strange season, obviously, in many ways. And we've got my half-term report. We've got all the scores from the Manchester Evening News ratings. I've got all the scores from my ratings. And I've done it ended up as a top 13 players qualified. Obviously, there's 5 or 6 or 7 players didn't play enough games to qualify. But I've done a league half-term report. Interesting number 1 in that. So please look out for that. That'll be out, hopefully, in the next 2 or 3 days. Very busy at the moment, obviously, with these reviews and previews and various other things. But please keep a lookout for that. And of course, there's another That Was the Week That Was. They've got to have one of those out as well for this game, obviously, in the Cheltenham game. That should be out in the next 2 or 3 days as well. So don't forget, press that notification button if you want to know when these are coming out. Fantastic. That would be great if you can do that for me. So please look forward to those. And of course, there's always some City history stuff coming out. I think there's another one of those coming out in the next 3 or 4 days as well. Quite an interesting one. Keep your eyes out for that, the City history one. But thanks for joining me today for this big match analysis. A moment in history, of course, this one. One of City's great histories. The biggest ever win at the Hawthorns for Manchester City. That's wonderful. In 79 visits. So that's not bad, is it? I mean, we had a couple of 4-0s and now we've got a 5-0. It puts that 9-2 to bed, doesn't it? That they beat us back in the 50s when they absolutely slaughtered us 9-2. So perhaps we should have hit 9 last night just to get our own back, but hey, there you go. Thanks for watching me anyway. What we're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other until you come here and meet me again on the Citizen channel. Or perhaps you flit over to my film and TV channel. Give that a watch. See what my views are on film and drama, etc. Please, whatever it is, whatever you do, please, all I ever ask of everybody is stay safe, Blues. Thanks for watching. Come on, City. Bye for now.